Good morning, Commanders. Welcome to another episode of Tank Academy with Fubzy. So, today we're going to be looking at how to play a bottom tier heavy. The reason we're going to focus on it as a heavy is because artillery, different kettle of fish altogether, and light tanks should generally end up being the bottom tier anyway. So, bottom tier heavies can be a bit of a pain. In this example here, I'm in the T32, but the last thing I want to be doing is fighting their IS-7 or T110E5. They've obviously got much thicker armour, much better gun, so it's going to end in disaster right from the get-go unless I can really get the jump on them. So we're looking at how to play a bottom tier heavy. Now, normally I would go where these heavy tanks are going, our top tier heavies, and come and brawl it out down here. I feel on this map that that's probably the top tier heavy part to go. But we can't go there. We don't want to get into a fight with those tanks. What we want to do is we want to be running into their light tanks, their medium tanks, maybe their tier 9 tank destroyers, and possibly the tier 10 tank destroyers, as long as we can get a decent position. So we take up a hold down position just here using the land and the slope to try and guard our tank. We managed to pop one into the 1390, and we have a look to see if we can follow it up. Unfortunately, we take a hit from the artillery, so I pop back into cover. Now, using damage indicator, as you can see there, line it up, and using the line on the mini-map of where I'm looking at, I can see that the artillery is probably going to be over in A3, because I don't think he's in that top corner there of A2. So I'm letting people know in the chat where he is. This way our artillery can have a look, see if there's any tracer fire, and try and give him some counter artillery. And if you get a chance to help your artillery out like that, it's worth doing. I mean, they can't do a lot if they're not got players to support them to track enemy tanks, to try and tell them where the other artillery is or where you think people are, because it takes such a long time to zoom in. The only other way they're going to be scoring hits is if there's a player like the T30 there that's in a non-artillery safe position and able to stay still for a long time. So you can see here there wasn't a lot happening. It looks like the AMX 1390 and the CDC have had enough of trying to poke around there. So we're now relocating. We'll go and see what else we can get shots on from a different position. Now, unfortunately here I'm a bit of a noob and think that this house is destructible. I should have remembered that it's not. But we try and give it a little gentle nudge to see if I can get into a firing position, and then remember, stop being a fool, it's not destructible. There's too many houses in this game for me to remember which ones are and which ones aren't. So I pop out slowly, check in to see what's around. Is anything going to shoot at us? Is there anything we can shoot at? There's not. So in a moment I'm going to pull forward and try and get a shot on their tank destroyers. Now, if you remember from the earlier episode, the w-uni has an incredibly weak turret, so that's the place to shoot. We have another shuffle round. Can we get a shot on anything? No. I'm not going to push out onto the T30 because I feel that's going to leave me open to too many shots. And again, if I expose myself and that w-uni has got the best part of its clip still to fire, then I'm going to be absolute toast. So we're kind of just trying to position ourselves in a way that we're keeping the stronger frontal armour exposed to fire rather than our side or rear armour. Not a lot happening here, so in a second we're going to start pulling forward again, going back up towards where we were before, and as we do you can see the CDC pops out, but he manages to get himself into cover behind that rock, so we couldn't get a shot away quick enough there. Again, pulling forward, and the CDC gets taken out. Now, the AMX 5100 is an auto loader. It can do some nasty damage in a quick few seconds. so it's important that we get those taken out quickly. And we managed to secure our first kill of the game. Now we're up to 1500 damage and 1488 WN8, so we've already got a nice green WN8. By now it's a damage rush, it's just trying to gain as much damage as you can. So we use the wreck there to give us a bit of cover, and also the mountain. We pull forward and we try and get as much damage into this Woodhouse Panzerfahr as we can. We've now jumped up to a purple WN8 of 2209. AMX 1390, another autoloader, same tier as us. Pops around behind. It looks like he's out of rounds in his clip there, so we let him go. And we pull forward to deal with this tank destroyer. Now, why he rammed me there, I have no idea. It was always going to end badly for him, but he did, and it's good for us. Now at this point, as you can see, there's 3 tanks left. The artillery, we haven't got a hope in hell of getting there before these guys do, so we're not going to bother with that. The AMX 1390, well, that would be like a Skoda trying to chase a Formula 1 car, so we're not going to bother with that. But we do, however, have their T110E5 threatening on our artillery and also on our base. And that's the one where we could possibly still get some more damage. So that's where we're going to go. And we'll just have a quick look, see if we can get a shot. Yes, we can, but unlikely to penetrate. We'll have a go for the cupola, and we miss. Such long range, not surprised it missed, but it was worth a shot. Now we have our E75 capping the base. It's already up to 65 there. We're on a WN8 of 3111. We've done 2416 damage. So we've had a nice game, but we're having a look. Can we still manage to get one more into this final enemy tank? Take up a position that gives us a little bit of cover, and now we're looking for his lower plate. And this is what I say about the tier 10 tanks. It's very, very difficult for me to penetrate him unless I want to start shooting gold rounds, or unless I can get his side or rear armour. We've managed to cap their base. So the game is over, but we have managed to secure 2 kills, 2416 damage, 3111 win 8, which all in all, not a bad game for a bottom tier. So, onto the end screen then. As you can see here, 2416 damage, 720 assisted damage, 28,000 credits profit. Because we didn't fire gold, we managed to keep that. And 1,898 experience without premium, 2,846 with. That was with our double though. As you can see there, without the double it would have been 1,423. Not too much in the way of costs. Managed to hit 9 out of the 11 shots that we fired, penetrating with 8. And on to the team score. This is the interesting part, because remember we were bottom tier as a heavy, and yet we still did more damage than anyone else on our team. We won more XP than anyone else on our team. So even when you're bottom tier, it is possible, if you play clever, if you play smart, that you can have a real good game. Thanks very much for watching this. If you've liked it, then please consider subscribing. It would support me, and hopefully I can bring you some more videos soon. Thank you very much. Fubzy signing.